The date is August 22nd, 2026. New York City. The USTA Billie Jean King National Tennis Center is buzzing with anticipation. The US Open, the final Grand Slam of the year, is just days away. And the tennis world is about to witness something no one expected. Alexandra Eala, the 21-year-old Filipina sensation who has taken the tennis world by storm, has just arrived in the Big Apple. She has come to New York to compete in the US Open, her second main draw appearance at Flushing Meadows. She is projected to be a seeded player, a historic achievement for Philippine tennis. But what greets her at the airport is something no one could have predicted. A massive crowd of Filipino fans has gathered, waving flags and chanting her name. And then, a figure emerges that makes everyone stop in their tracks. Donald Trump, the President of the United States. The man who has been booed at the US Open just weeks earlier. He has personally come to welcome Alexandra Eala to New York. The tennis world is stunned. The Filipino community is in shock. And the question on everyone's lips is simple. What just happened? This is the story of that shocking moment. This is the story of Trump's grand welcome. This is the story of how Alexandra Eala went from a young girl on the cracked courts of Quezon City to receiving a presidential welcome in the heart of New York City. Face screaming in fear, Philippines. The moment Alexandra Eala walked through the arrivals gate at JFK Airport, she was greeted by a scene straight out of a movie. Hundreds of Filipino fans had gathered, waving Philippine flags and holding signs that read, "Eala Nation," and "Our Pride, Alex." The chants of "Eala, Eala," echoed through the terminal. The atmosphere was electric. The anticipation was palpable. But then, something unexpected happened. A motorcade pulled up outside the terminal. Secret Service agents fanned out. And then, the President of the United States stepped out of the vehicle. Donald Trump had arrived. The crowd gasped. The cameras flashed. The Secret Service agents looked on, their faces impassive. And Trump, flanked by his security detail, walked toward Alexandra. He extended his hand, a broad smile on his face. "Welcome to New York, Alex," he said. "We're honored to have you here." Alexandra, clearly stunned, shook his hand. "Thank you, Mr. President," she said. "It's an honor." The moment was captured by cameras and shared across social media. The tennis world was stunned. The Filipino community was in shock. And the question on everyone's lips was simple. What just happened? How did a tennis player from the Philippines get a personal welcome from the President of the United States? The answer was simple. Alexandra Eala had become a global phenomenon, and the world was taking notice. As the news of Trump's welcome spread, the rumors began to fly. Some fans speculated that Trump was using Alexandra for political gain. Others wondered if the two had a personal connection. The internet was flooded with theories. But the truth, as it turned out, was far less dramatic. According to multiple sources, Trump's welcome was part of a broader effort to promote the US Open. The president had attended the 2025 US Open final, where he was greeted with loud boos and a 30-minute delay due to his presence. The mixed reception was a reminder of his unpopularity in New York, a city that is overwhelmingly Democratic. But Trump had not been deterred. He had continued to attend major sporting events, from the Super Bowl to the FIFA Club World Cup. His appearance at the US Open was part of a strategy to promote American sports on the global stage. Alexandra, for her part, was simply honored to be recognized. She had no political agenda. She had no personal connection to Trump. She was just a tennis player who had worked her entire life to reach the top. And she was grateful for the recognition. The news of Trump's welcome sparked a firestorm on social media. The hashtag #TrumpWelcomesEala trended worldwide within hours. Fans were divided. Some praised the gesture as a recognition of Alexandra's global impact. "This is incredible," one fan wrote. "The President of the United States welcoming Alex Eala. This is a moment of history." Another fan posted, "Alexandra Eala is not just a tennis player. She is a global phenomenon. This is proof that the world recognizes her greatness." Others expressed concern about the political implications. "I don't care about politics," one fan wrote. "I care about Alex. She should stay away from this. She's a tennis player, not a politician." Another fan posted, "This is a publicity stunt. Trump is using Alex for his own benefit. She should be careful." The Filipino community was particularly divided. Some saw the welcome as a sign of respect for Alexandra. Others saw it as a political maneuver. But one thing was clear. The welcome had elevated Alexandra's status to a level that few athletes in history had ever reached. She was no longer just a tennis player. She was a global phenomenon, and her decision to accept the welcome was a reflection of her desire to focus on tennis. When asked about Trump's welcome, Alexandra responded with characteristic grace and humility. She did not engage in politics. She did not take sides. She simply focused on what mattered most, her preparation for the U.S. Open. "It was an honor to be welcomed by the president," Alexandra said. "I'm grateful for the recognition, but my focus is on the U.S. Open. I'm here to compete. I'm here to win, and I'm going to give everything I have to make the most of this opportunity." Alexandra's words were a masterclass in diplomacy. She accepted the welcome without appearing political. She expressed gratitude without appearing entitled. She showed the world that she was not just a tennis player. She was a focused player. She was a determined player. She was a champion in the making. After the welcome, Alexandra made her way to the USTA Billie Jean King National Tennis Center. She had arrived in New York with a clear goal: to make history at the U.S. Open. Her preparation was already underway. She was seen training at Arthur Ashe Stadium, the largest tennis stadium in the world. She was hitting with former world number 3 Grigor Dimitrov. She was working on her serve, which had been identified as a weakness by former world number 1 Martina Navratilova and Serena Williams' former coach Rick Matchy. "I'm excited to be here," Alexandra said. "This is the biggest stage in tennis, and I'm ready to compete." Alexandra was projected to be a seeded player at the U.S. Open. She was also set to compete in the mixed doubles alongside Canadian star Felix Auger-Aliassime. The stage was set for her biggest challenge yet. Alexandra's mixed doubles partnership with Felix Auger-Aliassime was one of the most anticipated storylines of the U.S. Open. The pair had been given a wild-card entry into the tournament. They were scheduled to play their first-round match on August 25th. The tournament would be held over 2 days, with the first round and quarterfinals on August 25th and the semifinals and final on August 26th. The partnership was a sign of respect for Alexandra's rising status. Auger-Aliassime, the world number 4, had spoken about the Eala effect and how excited he was to experience it firsthand. The Filipino fans, who had already filled stadiums in Toronto and Cincinnati, were expected to turn out in full force for the mixed doubles as well. Before the main tournament, Alexandra was also set to compete in the Stars of the Open exhibition at Arthur Ashe Stadium on August 27th. She would face American rising star Iva Jovic. The exhibition match would not carry WTA ranking points, but it would raise money for local communities and build excitement for the U.S. Open. It would also be a chance for Alexandra to get a feel for the main stadium before the tournament began. The exhibition match was a moment of joy for Alexandra. She could play without the pressure of competition. She could enjoy the atmosphere. She could connect with her fans. And she could prepare for the challenges ahead. The U.S. Open singles draw was set to be revealed on August 27th. Alexandra was expected to be a seeded player, a historic achievement for Philippine tennis. Her path to the final was challenging but not insurmountable. She could face a string of top-ranked opponents, including some of the biggest names in tennis. But Alexandra had already proven that she could beat the best. She had defeated Iga Swiatek at Wimbledon. She had defeated Jessica Pegula in Washington. She had defeated Elena Rybakina and Coco Gauff. She was not afraid of anyone. Trump's welcome was more than just a moment. It was a promise that the world was ready for a new generation of stars. A promise that Alexandra was on the right path. A promise that her journey was far from over. Alexandra's journey from the cracked courts of Quezon City to the bright lights of Arthur Ashe Stadium had been nothing short of miraculous. She had overcome challenges that would have broken lesser players. She had faced injuries, setbacks, and doubts. She had remained humble, grounded, and grateful. And she had inspired millions of Filipinos around the world to dream big. The tennis world is watching. The fans are believing. And Alexandra Eala is just getting started. From the cracked courts of Quezon City to the sold-out stadiums of Toronto and Cincinnati. From the cover of Forbes to the bright lights of Arthur Ashe Stadium. Her journey has defied every expectation. This is not the end. This is only the beginning.